Right now, there is a pervasive anxiety that artificial intelligence is a force of nature we can't control, a wave accelerating so fast it threatens to swallow the entire landscape of human labor. Look at the superscalers. Meta, Google, and Anthropic are deploying capital at a scale that positions them to devour traditional software markets. In a winner-takes-all scenario, a handful of titans capture nearly all the generated value. This creates a direct threat to the middle. If your career or your mid-tier company is built purely on executing standard, repetitive tasks, you are walking straight into a technological buzzsaw. The middle class of corporate execution is being hollowed out. Look at these Bloomberg terminal screens. Historically, access to this elite financial data cost tens of thousands of dollars a year, a massive barrier to entry. But recently, AI models began giving everyday users equivalent analytical power for free, permanently collapsing legacy business moats. When you look at this level of rapid consolidation, the terror everyday people feel is mathematically valid. It looks like the doors to wealth creation are slamming shut. While the superscalers grab the headlines, human psychology and historical market patterns suggest this concentration creates a specific byproduct: the dawn of hyper-micro wealth. The cost to conceptualize and deploy a digital product has dropped to near absolute zero. A single individual with a laptop now wields the creative and operational output of a massive traditional agency. This has triggered the rise of the vibe coder. These are solo creators who don't know traditional programming, yet they are rapidly building and launching hyper-niche, monetizable mini-apps. They charge $5 to $50 a month, entirely bypassing the need for expensive development teams. Economic opportunity is exiting the middle and distributing itself toward the two extremes. This diagram illustrates the economic model replacing the corporate pyramid, the barbell economy. The hollow middle represents the collapse of pure task execution. On the left side, extreme technology allows individuals to wield AI and achieve impossible scale. To survive, we must look at a new taxonomy of labor, the architect versus the mason. Masons are workers who lay the bricks. They focus on localized individual tasks, the exact kind of work that algorithms can now automate instantly. Architects operate differently. They don't lay the bricks. Instead, they direct autonomous teams of AI agents, structuring systems that generate near-infinite output. In a typical architect workflow, you deploy specialized agents, an AI strategist analyzing data, an AI producer drafting content. They coordinate entirely in parallel, completely removing the human bottleneck from the daily operational load. Surviving this technological pull requires a hard pivot. You have to abandon the tools of the mason and learn to wield the systemic leverage of the architect. But over on the right side of our diagram, an equal and opposite reaction is happening: extreme analog. We are facing a paradox of digital abundance. As algorithms make personalized digital content infinite and practically free to produce, digital novelty inherently loses its economic value. Market demand is shifting towards physical, unscalable, and deeply human experiences. The assets commanding a premium now are distinctly analog. Physical pop-up shops, packed real-world events, raw personality quirks, and pop culture fluency are soaring in value because they cannot be generated by a prompt. Surviving the automation age requires monetizing your distinct, unautomatable human signature. This AI shockwave is frightening if you view it in isolation, but if we pull back, it maps perfectly onto a predictable historical progression of human labor. Look at the manual labor of these farmers. Humanity adapted from pure agrarian survival to the mass production of the 20th century, and we did it all without losing our core human economic utility. The very next step in that historical chain is visible right here, with the human worker standing as an overseer. We successfully transitioned from doing the physical cutting ourselves to directing the complex machinery of the industrial age. For the individual stepping off this plane, past achievements, even those recognized by their shiny Soviet medals, had to be set aside. Adapting to our current transition requires this exact mindset, the immigrant framework. It demands radical self-awareness, a deep humility, and relentless curiosity. Executing this framework means accepting a temporary loss of status. You have to drop your ego and become a beginner again, so you can objectively learn how the new technological landscape actually functions.
The middle may be collapsing, but the edges are expanding.
The future belongs to practical optimists who can let go of the past, embrace the tools of the architect, and leverage both extreme poles of the barbell to build the next era of human value.